Good day everyone. I am Riza De Choso who will discuss about physical development of high school learners. In this study, we will discuss about adolescence, knowing the three stages of adolescence and identify what are those physical development and physical changes that encountered of adolescence. Defining adolescence. From the Latin adolescence, meaning to grow up, is a transitional stage of physical and psychological development that generally occurs during the period from puberty to legal adulthood or age of majority. Adolescence is a period of transition in terms of physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional changes. Physical transition being particularly coupled with sexual transformation. The period of adolescence begins with biological changes of puberty and ends with the role and work of adult life. The advent of puberty may come early for some and late for others. Everyone goes through these stages. Three stages of adolescence: early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. First, the early adolescence, characterized by puberty mostly occurring between ages 10 to 12. Second stages, middle adolescence, characterized by identity issues within the ages of 14 to 16. Late adolescence mark the transition into adulthood at the age 17 to 20. Pubertal changes. In all cultures, biological changes comprises the major transition from childhood to early adolescence. This is manifested by a change in physical appearance, a more rapid rate of development next to the speed of growth of the fetus in the uterus, known as growth spurt. The phenomenon commonly results in the feeling of awkwardness and unfamiliarity with bodily changes. In addition, alteration in sleeping habits and parent-adolescent relationship may be experienced accompanying puberty changes. In this slide, the physical appearance will change. The speed of growth of the fetus in the uterus, known as spurt. Here, we are able to experience having awkwardness, unfamiliarity, and other feelings because of bodily changes. The growth spurt. The growth hormones conditions gradual increases in body size and weight, but hormones flooding occurs during adolescence, causing an acceleration known as the growth spurt. Body changes include change in body dimension, the leg, length, shoulder width, trunk growth rather than leg growth. In girls, the growth spurt generally begin at age 10, reaching its peak at age 11 and a half, and decreasing at age 13, while slow continual growth occurs for several more years. At age 16, girls reach 98% of their adult height. Sexual maturity. Hormones are recognized to be powerful and highly specialized chemical substances that interact with body cells. The human body secretes and circulates some 50 different hormones. A wide variety of these chemical substances are produced by endocrine cells, most of which are in glands. The hormones then enter the blood system to circulate throughout the body and activate target cells. Different hormones have different effect on the shape of the body. They help in body growth, development, metabolism, sexual function, and reproduction. Sexual maturity. The triggering by the hormones of the hypothalamus glands on hormones of the pituitary glands signal the entire process of sexual maturation. During the process, gonadotropic hormones are secreted by the anterior pituitary. Gonads are the ovaries in the female and the testes in the male. Are they stimulated by the gonadotropic hormones, in turn stimulating their own hormones. Testosterone is secreted when the male testes is stimulated by the gonadotropic hormones. Last, estrogen is secreted when the female ovary is stimulated by the GnRH. Sexual maturity, first sign of puberty. Characteristic of stimulated testosterone, this is for male. So, the growth of testes, scrotum, and penis precedes the growth spurt in height. First, pubic hair precedes with the appearance of facial hair. Ejaculation capacity, the growth spurts, and last, the voice change, most obvious aspect of adolescent development. Characteristic of stimulated estrogen, so this is for female. So the breast enlargement accompanied by the growth of the uterus and vagina. The other one, the appearance of pubic hair was growing, widening of hips, and growth spurt. The menarche. Females' first menstruation generally achieve beginning 11 to 11.5 up to 12 to 12.5 years. Differ according to ethnicity. African to American and European to American. Girls may exhibit secondary sex characteristic as early 8.87 years up to 9.96 years. Sperm signals the first sign of puberty and sexual maturity in boys at about age 12 or 13. The need to discharge semen occurs more or less periodically following pressure caused by the production of seminal fluid by the prostate gland. Nocturnal emission or wet dream occur during sleep, often caused by sexual dreams. Adolescent sleeping habits. So nowadays, teenagers are not getting enough sleeps and would want more sleep. Another one, lack of sleep is likely caused by changes in adolescents' behavioral patterns. 90% of teenager high school students report going to bed later than midnight. The reason for lack of sleep: they enjoy it, too much electronics like gadgets, socializing with peers, and the homework. The effect of lack of sleep: difficulties in waking up early. Another is struggle to stay alert and function productively. So we are here in a discussion of exploration. Defined as instinctively adolescents become aware of changes and sexuality, thus undergoing a period of exploration and adjustment. Learners from sectarian schools are more likely to consider sexual openness to be dangerous if not sinful. The case is not perceived among non-sectarian or gender mixed schools, although more danger exists relating to heterosexual relationship and early pregnancy among students in non-exclusive schools. Otherwise, the drug culture presents a serious danger to students who are undergoing the exploratory phase of adolescence development. Pluses and minuses in early or late maturation. Early or late maturation deserve due consideration, as this can be a factor for adolescents' acceptance and comfort for satisfaction with his or her body image. So here, the table of sexual maturation, early versus late development for female and for male. For female, more disadvantageous subject of ridicule, higher level of the body dissatisfaction. So for socialization with older peer group can lead to the dating, substance use, sexual activity. Girls who experience early puberty and early sex report higher level for depression. Late development for females. Advantage: good school performance. Disadvantage: some anxiety. For the boys, early development. The advantages: judged to be socially competent, attractive, and self-assured. Disadvantages: increased risk of earlier involvement in substance use and problem behavior such as bullying and delinquency. Late maturation in boys. More negative effect, more anxious, less sure of themselves, more behavior and adjustment problems. Lower achievements test scores. The positive effect, less likely to use alcohol. The ideal masculine and feminine physiques. Most adolescents desire an ideal body which is the same as being attractive or handsome in the face. The features of the eyes, nose, lips, the hair, and so on. And in the body tall and muscular for boys, and tall and slender for girls. Adolescence and nutrition. Necessary for adolescence years are sufficient amounts of vitamin B12 found in animal proteins, calcium, zinc, iron, riboflavin, and vitamin D. Magic diet scheme suggested by advertising in magazines to lose weight, give a radiant hair, whiten the skin, and etc. Should be met with caution. The vegetarian fat can also be disastrous, especially to adolescents who need vitamin, minerals, and protein which vegetable diet cannot provide. Vegetable intake is good, but this should be balanced with food intake to form high-quality nutrition, including eating protein sources such as milk, dairy products, and eggs. The ideal body. It is important that adolescents feel confident about their body image. The physical features of the human body, facial looks, body size, color of skin, and etc. depends on genetic heritage which must generally be respected. However, with advancement in hair and skin technology, change in hair color and skin are no longer impossible. There is more to body image than physical looks, and this concern good habits in relation to cleanliness and grooming, the proper wearing of clothes, following current styles, the erect bodily postures, eye contact while communicating, and last, decorum, good form and confidence, and decency. So for the last part of the topic, I have here a question. Why it is important to study adolescence? So it is important to study adolescence, especially to those teenagers, to be aware on their body changes and to help and guide them in the right path. Having a knowledge on this make them feel not curious. The curiosity will fade away. Another, it has a good benefits to our adolescents to understand the puberty changes and knowing what is the proper way to take care of their body as long as they study on this kind of topic. Thank you for listening and watching.
Sa iyong tingin, palang ako ay natunaw na. Mga titig mo sa akin nakabighani na. Di ko mapihit bilang aking